whenever you signed up, did you think you would be where you are today? Right here, in the seat. And I know for me, when I signed up in 2014 of October, I had no idea I would be where I am today. But in saying that, I'm going to take bits and pieces and all intricately connect that with challenge groups. I'm changing it around a little bit. But the first thing I want to just address is your question that you were talking about, how to paint your seeds, like about your story. That's where challenge groups come in. Because if you lead with your story in your challenge group, that is where the connections are made. That is where you can share your story, you can be open, you can be vulnerable, you can connect with people, whether it's alcoholism. My father was abusive to my mom and I. Alcoholism, I don't share that on Facebook, but it's in my challenge group. That's where you make the connection.
Love that.
That's your challenge group, okay?
They should be.
But I'm saying you don't, they should be, but you don't, you know what I mean? That's where you can go to the next level. That's where one-on-one connection, the belly-to-belly group, that's where you send a private message. That's where you send the voice message. That's where you go above and beyond and you give to give and you make a connection with their story. I'm going all over the place, I'm so sorry. But I'm like hearing all this stuff. So, and then when Seay was talking about the Shakeology, and then we were talking about how to lead with Shakeology and fitness, 95% of my women that join my challenge group do not join for fitness. They join for friendship. They join for community. They join for connection. It is not about fitness. For me, that goes with my brand. And it's because women, most women, they want to feel a connection. They want hope. They want strength. It's more than 21 days. It's more than 60 days. It's a lifestyle. It's a sisterhood. That's how I lead. That's why challenge groups are my heart. They're not 21 days. I'm shaking because I'm like, I don't want to cry. It's life, you guys. This is life. And you have an opportunity to change someone's life. It's not about losing the 10 pounds. I'm off the Xanax, taking it every 3 hours because of Yes Health and Fitness. But I'm where I am today because of this, because of my sisterhood. That's what you guys create in the challenge group. That's what you create. That's what you lead with. That's the heart of it. Who listened to the post-search? Raise your hand if you listened to the post-search. All right, if you haven't, I'm very detailed about my challenge groups. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just going to tell you how to be the 3 pointers for challenge groups and I'll open up for Q&A. Challenge groups are my heart of all of it. That's where your mission, that's where you lead, that's where you connect, that's where you share your story. That is where you give to give. Most coaches, they go for Success Club 5, they go for building, they sign up, they put in their challenge group, they don't make one post, they don't connect, they don't check in with them one-on-one. That's where you flourish as a coach, is in your challenge group. And I will say, gut check, if you're not running a challenge group, run a challenge group. So my first 3 steps, I'm going to give you 3 steps so I can do a Q&A because I know a lot of people have questions about challenge groups. First one is make a plan and be consistent. Bottom line. I say this every single day with coaches on my team. They'll start a challenge group, they'll run it, they won't want to run the next month, they'll run one the next month, they won't run one for 3 months, or they'll ask to be a part of my challenge group. There's inconsistency. If you're posting on social media, marketing your brand, that goes hand in hand with your challenge groups. I know Melanie Mitchell talks about her marketing strategy. I'm the same exact way. I lead my challenge group the 2nd week of every single month. I have a prep week. You know, I'm going to run that group whether or not it's my mom in the group and me, or someone that I've like bargained with to just join the group for participation, or if I have 40 people. This month I have 130 in my challenge group. I'm consistent. I never, ever not show up. And I know Summer Tucker talked about that, how she led a coach call once and it was her mom on the call. She showed up. People see that. They are not going to sign up with you as a coach for your challenge group or your business if you're not consistent in it all, no matter what you're going through. If your kid's in the hospital, I mean, obviously family comes first, but you got to show up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, use that as part of your story. Put that in your challenge group. Let me tell you, when my son was having seizures, you bet my challenge group knew about that. I said, I'm out right now. My apprentice coaches are going to take over. I'm still plugging in. I'm posting my story from where I'm at today, but I was present. I shared my story. They made a connection. That kept them invested in the challenge group. So make a plan, be consistent, lead every single month, however you do. It might be 21 days, 30 days, 60 days. Just make a plan to be consistent. Number 2 is get some skin in the game. We talk about that with our business, but your challenge group is your business. A lot of people talk about skin in the game, building your business, you know, diamond rank and above and beyond, but that applies to your challenge group. I'm pretty sure your challengers are not going to work out if you're not working out. I'm pretty sure that they're not going to drink the shakes if you're not drinking the shakes. So you need to be the challenger in the challenge group. I don't care where you are, but I will tell you guys this, and you can hold me to it. When I'm here 10 years from now, I will still be running a challenge group. Because that is where the connection's made. That is where the longevity, that's where the culture, that's where the community is created. If you don't have a challenge group, I don't know how you're going to have a solid team, am I honest? Because probably 99% of my amazing coaches come from the challenge group. Because they see that it's more than truly a business. It's a family. It's a sisterhood of freedom, hope, and strength. So be a challenger, put skin in the game, because that is truly what will set you apart, and it keeps them accountable to a higher level if you're doing it too. Number 3 is connect. It's the belly to belly. Just get the health fed, but I'll answer questions on that. The connect is the belly to belly, and I also like to call that the give to give. If you've read The Go-Giver, it's a great book, read that book. But give to give. You have to go into this, yes, we have these big goals. Our team has a big goal. We all want to achieve something, but if you go into the mentality to give to receive, you're never going to be successful. I'll tell you that now. You won't. Give to give. You need to wake up every single morning and say, I'm going to do for this person. I'm going to make this post. I'm going to wake up, do my workout in the challenge group, because I want to help someone. I want to help that one person. And Carl Deichler said it at the New Leadership. He said, there's nothing more impactful than the human touch. That's the belly-to-belly growth. That's the going above and beyond the Success Club 5 and doing the workouts. It's connecting in those challenge groups. It's, I have a weekly check-in every single week with my challengers. They don't really tell me their health and fitness. They say, how do you feel this week? What's your stress level like? And where do you see improvements? That's all an emotional connection I make. Sometimes it's novel emails, but I guarantee you those challengers are going to stick with me for a while. I would say it's very rare that I lose a challenger because of that. They're emotionally invested in one another, and that goes a long way. There's other things I do for belly-to-belly growth. Give to give, my other term, is I do monthly meetups. I know that, and hopefully those of you that don't do this, that's perfectly fine, but I feel like when you go above and beyond, you do something, whether it's this, local, whether you do a local coach dinner, whether you do a local challenger meetup, whether you do a meetup like I do, it sets you apart. And people say, you know what? She's more than a challenge pack sale. She's more than a Shakeology sale. She's more than a rank. She wants to invest in my life. And that, hands down, that's what I want our team, my team to be known for, is community, for going above and beyond, the belly-to-belly, hence why our team is very local. So do something. You don't have to do what I do. You don't have to do the challenge group meetup. But like I say, I've been doing that since my first challenge group ever. November 3rd of 2014 was my first challenge group. I have never missed one meetup in all of that time. Every single time I showed up, we've had 2 people show up, we've had 54 people show up, rain or shine, I am there, because they see that. And women specifically want to know they can count on someone, and you're that person for them. You're that person for them. You're not just a coach, you're a life changer, and I hope you guys see that you guys have the opportunity to forever change someone's life. But it's up to you. And for me, the heart of it is the challenge group. And that's where it starts. So I would say, look at your challenge group, reassess. I gave over the details on the post-summit, how I run them, but this is more like how to make them strong. So that's it. I can go on and on and on. But I'll answer for questions about challenge groups or health fed.
I love that about Allie. Just seriously, I've learned so much just from the post-summit surge and Pierre, just kind of rethinking how you do my challenge groups. And I think in the restaurant industry, you have a thing that's under-promise and over-deliver, and that's any kind of sales industry. You want to basically under-promise it and then over-deliver, and people are blown away. If you go just a bit above people's expectations, they're blown away. Because most people are preparing to be like left in the dust. They think, oh, I bought it now they're going to abandon me. But the fact that she put so much time into that, and you are investing in them, and they're going to duplicate what you did, and it's made me go back and be like, all right, I need to really get back in my challenge groups. Because how many of you guys have fallen out of love at some point with challenge groups? Because you've done something I know I have, and I just think you're brilliant at that. So it's really inspired me personally to hear, how much passion you put into it. All right, so we'll do a couple questions, and then we're going to do, for those of you who ordered food, the very first one here is the wrap. The middle is the sandwiches. Not a lot of bread eaters here. And then the salads. So go up with this. All right, Betsy.
Okay, quick question. And this is a challenge that we've had in our challenge groups. Oh. And this is a challenge we've had in our challenge group that in the last 4 or 5 months I've been trying to implement some changes in that we have coaches who they want to do all the challenge groups together. They want to run all the sneak peeks together. They're diamond coaches, and they won't go out on their own to run. And I've made my PS go out on their own, but in the overall large team, they want to continue. So it has 20 coaches running a challenge group and 120 people in it, and that coach posts once.
Yeah.
And I don't, I'm not having success getting them to see, you need to pour into these people, you sign them up, and if you have 20 coaches in there, you're posting once, and there's no live videos, and it's just the same post every time.
Yeah.
And what's happening is the duplication is not happening, and they're not signing up coaches, and they're not getting repeat customers.
Yeah.
So,
Are they all in your group? Like, do you guys run a big group together?
I don't anymore, I do the way I was taught. So with me, they do, I've established recently, in the last 6 months, that I train you, then you run, you've been in the challenge group, now you run tour with me, that whole I do, you see thing. And then from there, you run your own challenge groups.
Yeah.
Unless, you're a hobby or discount coach, and you don't have anywhere to go. You have one challenge and that's it, and you're always welcome. But then on the bigger team, that's what's happening, and I'm not seeing Success Club points. If you look back, I'm not seeing people sign up coaches and they're frustrated because they're not signing up coaches. They're not having retention, and they're frustrated because they're not having
You asked
retention.
them when they came out of the nest.
Yeah.
When are y'all telling them, guys, you've got
To
to
do your own
focus
thing?
on your PS coaches and come out of the nest?
All right, well, see, for me, I recommend, Mike, and I just had to talk with my coaches about this, they can testify, that a lot of them are stragglers. I have that. I think every coach has coaches that don't want to leave the nest out of fear of rejection, fear of failure, they're not equipped. But I will tell you this, my team is equipped to run their own challenge group.
Yeah.
If they don't want to do it, it's not on me, it's on them. But for example, you can do little things to help encourage them, like I'm doing a free slim down, a 5-day slim down this
Yeah.
week, and I told them none of them are in my group, bottom line. They're all running their own. I've given them the meal plan, I put them in my group, they can duplicate it, copy and paste the page description, they see what it looks like, and I said, you're running your own group. Some of them have partnered up, and they're doing their own thing, but sometimes it's about a confidence level. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's about taking ownership of the group. So, I mean, is that where you struggle with them?
In this case, I think I call it the kumbaya sit by the campfire. They want to be together all the time.
Yeah.
They love the community of always being together. And to me, what I see is it becomes a safety net. So instead of focusing outward on what our mission is, it's easier, because I heard that word, it's easier for them and makes them more comfortable and happy because they love the community sticking together. And I don't see they're focusing outward on what our total mission is to help people.
And I have a couple of coaches I've addressed this with, is that they never are established as a leader then.
Exactly. No,
Bottom line, and I've had challengers who have become attached to me
Yep.
that are not my challenger because I'm the one leading the group every single day. And that is where you need to go, is don't talk about the challengers, talk about you're never going to rise up as a leader,
Yeah.
run your own challenge group, you're never going to become that diamond star, two-star diamond coach because you've never taken ownership of your business.
Yeah.
That's where you need to go, and I've had that conversation before, and you know what, sometimes they're never going to run a group. There's just some people who won't, but there's others that do, and sometimes depending on the situation, like, well, partner up with this person, do it with your success partner, but you need to focus on how it's going to benefit them. For me, it's always, they're never going to look at you as the leader. They're going to look at me the entire time. And I've run into that multiple times where they don't want to leave our group because it is such a community-based group.
Yeah.
And that's where you just have to like tough love and say, look, this is only going to hurt you in the long run. You can stay in the group, but you're never going to grow. I see it. The girls that don't make my nest don't hit Success Club 5. They're not growing to Emerald or Diamond. They're just writing off my challenge group. So I would say do individual talking with them.
Can I make a recommendation?
Yeah.
It sounds like, I just want to make 2 cents. It sounds like the people that are in this group are craving the community. Like, they're saying, I as a coach need accountability, I need support, I need other women surrounding me. So have you ever considered a group or just your team as an ongoing?
They've done that too.
Okay.
This is a whole huge branch of my team, and they're not, the duplication's not there. They added coaches, they're discounted. But it's yeah, so I think part of it's a control issue from the top. I think part of it's the community. So, and I keep saying, ownership, you need to step in.
Yeah.
They've been using the order. I guess it's a choice. I can't make them do it.
I mean, are they active coaches? Like, are they active in the system?
Yeah, many of them are diamonds. And they're all, so all the diamonds.
My diamonds can testify that they are not in my challenge group.
Yeah, no, they're all.
They're not allowed to. Like, they run their own group. They don't have an option. Same with training. But
No, I can't disagree with that.
I have a
finding my nails, basically. But it kind of fell flat.
Yeah.
And so I struggle between really wanting to help people, and I know some people, I know coaches even that starting with just a program refuse to do Shakeology. I do a lot of value talking about Shakeology, so I know it's not that. But I struggle between, I don't want to drop people by the wayside. I've had people that ended up going with other, like, coaches on my downline because we're friends. We have similar pools of people. They'll talk to my other coaches and about like, well, I was with her when I got dropped, blah, blah, blah. And so I struggle with challenge groups as far as those that don't have challenge groups. What do I do with them to make sure I'm constantly adding value? I'm running a team. I have a lot on my plate, as we all do. So like making those one-on-one messages to every single person, and for 2 years now, that has ever bought just a program or fell off somewhere along the way. It's just too overwhelming. I don't know how to track with all of that. And then the other part of it is challengers who are in a challenge group but never fully engaged. Like they buy, we talk about their why, we talk about their goals, I will message them and they literally do not listen. And then I feel bad because I'm like, oh, I'm being, like I want to help you. You say you have these goals, I want to help you get there, but I mean, I can of course, I think you're right.
Yeah. The first thing I would tell all your coaches is open up a second group. I have a challenge group and I have a lifer group. That's what I call it. It's my lifer group. It's a private, secret coach group. I put all of my graduate challenges in there. I also put my program purchases in there as well. So when I first started off as a coach, I can be honest, I did not want to be labeled as Beachbody. I wanted to create my own thing. I was already an LLC with a Perfectly Balanced because I was a certified holistic health coach. So I wanted to be two separate things, entities. I didn't want people to like make me Beachbody, but then I still wanted to be Allie over here. Like I was trying to be like one foot in, one foot out.
Yeah.
So I actually, for my first 3 months, I let people be in there without buying a challenge pack, and I let them pay a $30 fee every single month to be in the group. That's because I provided meal plans and recipes that I created based off of my certification. By the 3rd month, I was over it because I felt like it was not, it really wasn't